Okay, transformations and congruence, page 2. So example 3, in the diagram, we have a reflection, followed by another reflection. All right, so we have segment PQ is reflected, and then P prime Q prime is reflected again. And line A and line B are parallel to each other. So this first said, name any congruent segment. So name a segment congruent to PQ. Well, a reflection is a rigid transformation. So PQ is going to be congruent to P prime Q prime and P double prime Q double prime. Okay. All right, so PJ, well, that's this little segment right here. Well, remember, to do a reflection, you go straight across the line of reflection, but you have to be the same distance on both sides. So PJ is congruent to P prime J. And then it says Q prime M. Well, that's this little segment right here. But again, when you reflect, you have to go the same distance on the other side. So Q prime M is congruent to Q double prime M. All right. And then the theorem we just said is that the distance from the original to the final is twice the distance between the lines. Okay, so if the distance between the lines is 12, Q to Q double prime, 2 times 12, is 24. C, if the distance from P to P double prime is 25, what's the distance between the lines? Well, so that would be half of that, which is 12.5. All right, so one more theorem. This time we're going to do 2 reflections, but we're reflecting in intersecting lines. So here's the 2 lines that are intersecting. Here's the original shape. Oop, I forgot to put an A or something. Sorry, there's the original shape. So it reflected, and then it reflected over here. So here to here, the original one to the final image, is actually a rotation. And very similar to the one we just did, if the angle between the 2 lines is x, the angle of rotation is 2x. All right, so example 4, we have 2 intersecting lines. We have a rotation, a reflection followed by a second reflection. So we want to describe how do we get from F to F double prime. Well, if the angle between the lines is 58 multiplied by 2, it is a rotation of 116 degrees. So then B says, well, what if the rotation is actually 90 degrees? Then what would be the angle between the 2 lines? Because it would not be 58. So to get from F to F double prime, if it was 90, half of that, the angle between the 2 lines, would be 45. And that finishes up page 2, and that finishes your last set of notes for semester 1. Woohoo! No more notes until semester 2. All right, pat yourselves on the back.